All right. This is kind of about just addressing what it's like when you put yourself out there publicly. Social media, YouTube, other YouTubers, I'm sure, have this issue. From time to time, somebody comes out of the woodwork and attacks you. They're publicly screwing with you, messing with you, whatever. It's always best to try, kind of ignore that, block them from the page, that sort of thing. And I, this happened to me over the last few days, but I also was thinking about it because I think, what is it like for other people who are on YouTube, especially females? When this happens to them, it's kind of a bummer. But some dude who's a coward and a jerk, probably always was. It's probably somebody who knew me from the past because they mentioned something very specific. But they called me low rent, uh, MAGA, anti-vaxxer, and asked if I was still bragging about having been a Marine for 6 months. Odd. But then he did it in another video and then commented on that video again, screwing with me about starting things and finishing them. And I will say, it's kind of funny because when I was younger, I didn't always finish things. Sometimes there's a bunch of stuff I'm working on at once. It's going to take a while because it's my personal stuff. When it comes to jobs, if I do something for somebody and they give me money, I finish that. And as far as being an honest person, I'm a very honest person. I don't lie about anything. And that's because when I was younger, I lied a little bit and I got caught in it. That's not a nice feeling. That's why I don't do it anymore. So you learn your lessons. If you're still trying to judge somebody based on what they did 30 or 40 years ago, you got some serious issues, man. But I have to address it because the low rent thing is really funny to me because I'll take that. I admit that one. I am totally low rent, low key. I buy thrift store clothes, and I drive an old van, and my rent is actually pretty stinking cheap. And I planned it that way. I've actually worked at not being overly successful in this life because success oftentimes comes with putting yourself out there to a degree by which you lose your personal freedom. That's just how I see it. I see a lot of people on the hamster wheel constantly trying to pay for a lifestyle that they don't actually need. If you got the new house and the new cars and a boat and everything else, you almost never really own any of that stuff. I mean, you own it on paper, but you're working your butt off to pay for it. That's just not how I want to do. I watched that type of thinking kill my father. I've watched it destroy my friends with their health. People overweight, losing your hair, stressed out, all of that. So I chose to avoid that. That was my own personal decision. I own it, and I got no problems with that. The MAGA and the anti-vax thing, it's not even worth talking about. Who cares? But the Marine thing is interesting to me because I was a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So that's the thing. You can't goof on somebody about how long they were a Marine. Because if they graduated boot camp and they earned the Eagle Globe and Anchor, they're a Marine forever, period. So, but I did about 2 years as a Marine. And I should have did 4, but I got in a lot of trouble. And I also wasn't honest when I went in about my issues with my ankles and feet, which weren't that bad. The fact of the matter is being a Marine, especially at that time, made my issues worse. For instance, we had these black combat boots with these hard soles, and in drill it was driving your heels into the pavement to make this loud sound. 60 guys, they don't even do that anymore. I wonder why. I wonder why they don't do that anymore. Well, it probably damaged a lot of guys. And back then, with the bad footwear and the gear, I mean, we were still using World War II and Vietnam era stuff, so it was a lot heavier than what they're carrying around now. So there's no doubt that the training actually made my physical situation worse. But listen, I did boot camp at Paris Island. I graduated on 15 November 1985. I did infantry school out in Pendleton, and then I was a security forces Marine for over a year. That's a fact. Those are all facts. So I still hang out with guys I served with. I'm still good pals with the guy who was my bunkmate in boot camp, bunkmate in infantry school. And then we both got stationed together at where we were security force Marines. I talked to and am friends with a lot of combat guys, both Army, Marine Corps, Navy SEALs. Used to train with a Navy SEAL. Um, these guys all respect me as a human being, and I respect them. It's a mindset thing that you recognize in other warriors, you know, it's there. So I got nothing to feel bad about. I did feel bad about it for a long time when I was younger. And I have another friend of mine. We were both the only two Greek guys on this base, and we got a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Not going to deny it. Not going to publicly go over it all here, but a lot of trouble. And I ended up getting out because of my ankle, and he ended up getting dishonorable. We both did the same thing. We both hit a corporal, two separate corporals. So that's a whole other, those are other stories you don't need to hear right now. But, you know, so whatever. But the thing is it's really odd when you're out there publicly like this, because anybody can say anything that they want. And again, I'm not bothered by it, really. But you could say I'm bothered by it because I'm talking about it now. No, I'm talking about it because, well, A, now you know my story with at least the Marine Corps. At least that's on the record. But the other thing is, it's something that you have to understand, that when people are attacking other human beings and not being kind, they've got an issue, right? And the really interesting thing, I think, is when it comes to social media or this forum here with the YouTube, if somebody's in comments and they're attacking somebody or saying not nice things, anybody else looking at that should automatically understand that the person that's throwing the venom is the person who's actually got the problem. So if you're the type of person that cannot refrain from typing something negative about someone or something, then, I mean, you got an issue. And look, from time to time, I see something and I might type something that might not be kind because maybe I just saw something that was so overly ridiculous. Yeah, I might make a comment about it, but I'm not trying to attack somebody for who they are as a human being. I might just point out that, hey, you know, that thing you did, come on. And usually it's made to help. And I have to say this. I would say well over 90%, probably over 95% of all the interactions I've had with people that I've met because I've put myself out there publicly through social media has been positive. Way positive. To the point where people reach out to me, make offers. I'm able to survive because of social media and because of what I do. And it's been really, really good. From time to time, you meet somebody, it's just not nice. It's just not a great experience. Somebody's a little crazy. That happens. But, you know, overall, it's positive. I just had a guy last night contact me about the rack. Apparently he's some welder fabricator here in downtown LA. I don't know if he wants one, he wants to do it, if he'd be interested in duplicating them or not, but if something positive happens with the Astro van when it comes to these parts, I'm going to let you know. So that's it. It's just something to be aware of, that this happens. If you're thinking about doing YouTube or you know, being out there publicly in any other forum, just know this thing is going to happen to you from time to time. And you can't let it get you down. You can't let it keep you from doing what you are being motivated to do. I do this thing because something inside me tells me to keep doing it. If you want to see that as a negative thing, you are free to do so. But honestly, I think I'm just trying to help people. You know, the whole thing with the Astro van was because I couldn't find the information myself. I'd always find little snippets of information here. I'd read something here, I'd find a little bit of a piece of information there in a forum or something, a couple of snapshots, links. A lot of times they weren't correct. A lot of the information wasn't correct. Maybe it wasn't correct for my vehicle. So when I've done the Astro van vehicles, talking about what I've done, I'm very specific about what I'm doing, and I explain it to you to the best of my knowledge. And when I'm in the groups on Facebook, a lot of people thank me for it. So I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Anyhow, have a good day. Be kind to each other. Don't be a jerk. Life is too short to be a jerk, isn't it? You get some weird kind of satisfaction out of being a jerk and a bully. That's odd, man. That's odd. Don't understand it. It's my professional sound studio here where I do these videos. Anyhow, like I said, be good to one another, be kind. Always try to be the best version of yourself. Have a good day.